Tia Mowry and Corey Hardrick are once again at it, and as of now, I don't think we are truly going to hear the remainder of their separation or whatever is happening between them. Tia petitioned to separate in 2022, however, for reasons unknown, Corey actually can't move past the end of the marriage, and he is continually talking to Tia and tossing some unpretentious shade at her. Tia is weary of Corey's BS, and she hauled him for Phil, calling him out for being fixated on her and not letting her date different men on account of his desire. So does Corey truly need Tia back, and is he purportedly pursuing her planned sweethearts? We should separate this. Tia and Corey's separation must be perhaps the most bizarre and shadiest separation we have found in a hot moment, and it seems as though it's just going to get more odd from here. Tia declared their separation in 2022 on Instagram, saying, "I needed to share that Corey and I have chosen to head out in a different direction. These choices are rarely simple, and not without bitterness. We will keep a fellowship as we co-parent our wonderful kids." This was odd on the grounds that we felt that things were perfect between them up until that second. Yet it turns out that we could never have been all the more off base about that. And despite the fact that she guaranteed that the separation would have been neighborly, she was really off base about that. While she didn't emerge to uncover the genuine explanation that she sought legal separation, she implied that it had something to do with funds and cash. One thing everyone is familiar with about Tia and Corey is that Tia made up the majority of the cash in the relationship. When she and Corey initially met, she was an effective entertainer, having been on the hit show Sister with her twin, Tamara Corey. Corey was then again a forthcoming entertainer who was scarcely getting by. He was bankrupt, so Tia was the one subsidizing their relationship and adjusting their marriage. Corey even talked about how he felt compelled to propose in any event. When he wasn't in a monetarily secure spot to do so, only every Christmas or birthday, I felt the tension mounty on the grounds that she would look what it would Christmas. Story? Not. I think up until perhaps the last year when she had a birthday, I think she was expecting something last year, before it occurred, before we got drawn in year. I recollect that I felt the strain, and we would discuss. On the telephone, she would toss little clues like you realize like that. It's presumably not going to work out on the off chance that he ain't attempting to wed me. Like, what are we doing? We just dating, and she don't date, and so I was similar to man, you realize I need to wed her. However, it wasn't as I would have rather not hitched. I simply wasn't prepared monetarily. I'm be straightforward. I felt like I was. I was apprehensive. I was terrified. I was very much like man, you realize this is, significant. However, at that point I said, you know what, yet I think we need to take sorry, so I returned to my old say of what brought me here. What brought me here was confidence on that plane, was $75, and I said, all right, good to realize we never said this no yet, so. I said, well, you understand what cash is not all that you know, and individuals feel that it is, or alternately, that is what you realize you get. You get phony individuals and phony companions and all that with cash, yet I said. One thing I said. You understand what I got confidence, and that is one thing I never falter is my confidence and in my faith in myself, God, my mom in paradise peering down on me. I said you understand what I'm going move forward and take action, and God going to take care of us, and that is the very legit truth. And I said I'm going get a ring. I had relatively little cash, yet I got a ridiculously decent ring, and I said you understand what I will get this going furthermore. That is reality, I said. I loved her. She adores me. It's genuine. We'll make it work, regardless of what doesn't matter at all to me. What are individuals going to say? For what reason are you married? This broke. I got out whatever we were going to make this work, yet Tia was more than content with their little game plan, and they were hitched for a long time. However, someplace down the line, things began to change, and I surmised that she began to feel a sort of way about how she was the one. Money in the marriage, she even implied this via virtual entertainment. She loved a video by the local discussion about an accomplice who refuses to take care of bills and contributes monetarily to the house. So cheerful we live, respectively. I'm eager to cover our most memorable bill. You realize the lease is due, right? Who on earth is eager to cover bills? And furthermore, and what do you mean together? I mean, you live here so you won't pay. Well, what? So how might you respond on the off chance that I wasn't living here with you? How might you do? I would pay the lease and every one of the bills precisely. So for what reason do you want me to pay the lease and the bills on the off chance that you can do it without help from anyone else? In addition to the fact that Tia liked this video, she dropped a side-eye emoticon under the post. on the off chance that her, in the video, didn't send a sufficiently reasonable message. Her message was distinctly understood in light of the fact that individuals quickly came to an obvious conclusion and understood that Tia had presumably become wary of conveying Corey monetarily. So she unloaded him, yet after that, she was by all accounts pretty calm over the separation, and she seemed, by all accounts, to be continuing on with my man. Corey then again began to move truly untidy over the separation, going well beyond to baffle the separation procedures, like when he attempted to pursue Tia's cash in the separation. When Corey answered Tia's separate from recording, he mentioned that she paid him support, yet he didn't stop there, since he additionally requested that the courts audit the prenup that he and Tia endorsed prior to getting hitched, agreeing to court archives. Corey and his attorneys requested the assurance of the legitimacy of the prenuptial arrangement dated April 14, 2008, or potentially that any arrangements are inappropriate. This implied that Corey and his legal advisors were attempting to guarantee that the prenup was marked excessively near the wedding and that he could have been constrained into marking the prenup despite his desire to the contrary. At the time, he got hauled for having his eyes on Tia's cash, yet from the vibe of things he was as simply attempting to postpone the separation and wasn't exactly after Tia's cash. He would have rather not gotten separated, and he was attempting to postpone the separation however much he could while attempting to persuade Tia to alter her perspective anyway. Her psyche was made up, and under a year after she recorded, the separation was concluded, and they were both allowed to approach their single lives. Yet even with that, they figured out how to keep things common in a meeting Tia guaranteed them. She didn't consider her union with him a disappointment, asserting that she just moved on from the marriage. You realize my marriage was a triumph. Definitely I view at it as like an educational plan when you're in school or secondary school, right? You're learning, you're developing, you're advancing. You're making, and I had the option to make with Corey, a few lovely, astonishing kids. And toward the finish of that educational plan, and toward the end, there's a graduation, there's a festivity, so that is fundamentally, you realize how taking a gander at it now, and I feel like individuals take a gander at when they take a gander at marriage, that achievement rises to lifespan, yet no, by the day's end. It's, are they blissful? Are they flourishing? Are they now? I don't have any idea what that implied. Precisely, however, hello, essentially they weren't slamming each other via web-based entertainment and being chaotic. So I will accept that as a success. Yet things began to kick harsh when Tia off to CD different men. There were bits of hearsay circumventing about how she was beginning a date once more, and very much we should simply say that Corey could have done without that. At you all wilding remarks, I have close to zero familiarity with no beau. Perhaps you all let me know. I have no clue. You realize I don't not know anything. I don't pay when I let you know he was squeezed. Clearly the remark got to him, and I'm not astonished on the grounds that he recently implied that he needed to reunite with T. I appreciate you all. Mentor Marcus sending only love. It's affection. You all, I love you all. I love you all for genuine. Okay. I love my wonderful family, love my children, love my significant other. I love all you folks. So I get why he got upset when individuals raised the subject of Tia. Continuing on, he likewise denied the bits of gossip about him undermining TIA, asserting that it didn't occur, child lovely 2222, that did not occur. I could do without address and stuff, yet that didn't occur anyway. Tia herself affirmed this last year when she discussed how odd and troublesome it was for her to get once again into the dating scene. It deteriorated, yet I feel like it's going to deteriorate. Individuals contemplated whether this implied that she was going to take Corey back, but she denied it, saying that the fact that the dating life is muddled doesn't mean I will return to something that at this point has not served me. That is, execute in the event that I